Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Oh yes, we shall be having some fun today, will we not? Big old CRPG to delve on into. You know, back in the day, CRPG just meant computer role-playing game, so by that definition, yeah, every role-playing game on a computer is a CRPG. But it does have a little bit more of, proper connotation in this day and age, hasn't it? In large part due to the generalized starvation of the genre as a whole. Indeed, indeed. See? Stacking up all the little windows here. And you can stack over there where I can see you. Lovely. Fantastic. Ideal, even. I gotta give extra credit to the artist, White, today, as this thumbnail really, he's outdone himself with this one. This one's really good. This is a really good thumbnail. I love this one. It's not even that thirsty. You know, not by the usual standards, anyways. I think he did a fantastic job on this one. I know he also worked on it until late into the night, so good job, even if it did shave a few years off his life. Anyhow then, let's see. Blah blah blah, would you like to give us your data? Sure, why not? Right, so the only scenario available is of course the main scenario at the moment. Many difficulty options. What do all of these mean? That is a good question. The only thing I'm really interested in is like any permadeath of companions, because I'd rather not have that if at all possible. Nothing I can see. Okay, well, we're just going to go with the normal difficulty for the time being then. Presuming that to be as the developers intended. Yes, yes. Right. Character creation. So we've got 3 presets. Bahardor is a good old, big old commissar man. This is good, of course. Granted, the slightly more Astra Militarum is not bad, and the wannabe Inquisitor is not bad either. Could be fun for a meme. Inquisitor Jar Jar. Yes. No one expects the Gungan Inquisition. Which is true. Which is very much so unironically true. Alright, portraits. Half tempted. Right. Half tempted. Half tempted. Is there a... Ooh, hello there. Hello. Custom portrait, eh? You know... I think there's an opportunity for that here. I very much so do. Probably should have set this one up before I got started, but... Okay. Let's do that. Custom portraits. This has always been a nice little touch of these games, in my opinion. You know, the ability to customize your own stuff, add in your own portraits... That's always nice. And hey, it's not exactly like it's super difficult to implement either. All you really need is a simple system where you can have people send in their own stuff and form as images and then add them into the game as PNGs, you know? Oh, and you can also take it a few steps further, like Galactic Civilizations did as well, where they added in the character, not the character, like the civilization generator, where you could generate entire factions in the game with AI-generated artworks. Now, that's like 17 steps further down the road, but, you know, an AI-generated character artwork? It's not the craziest thing in the world, is it? Obviously, it's going to require a dedicated server, which is going to, you know, not be the cheapest thing in the universe either, mind you, since you're going to have to actually make that thing. You'd also have to actually make the, you know, entire thing itself, the AI. There we go, that was the word I was looking for. Which is also going to require a fair bit of work, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could maybe get some collaborative efforts going, you know, approach somebody who's already got a functional AI and be like, hey, could I maybe use this in my game and I'll give you credit, etc. That could work. I wouldn't be surprised if they would be super excited for that opportunity, since one of the issues with AI right now, or at the very least the AIs being created, is that there's actually quite a few of them. There are a lot of different AIs, and many of them are focused on very specific things, like porn, for example. That's a lot of those. Or simply just being, like, super creative and crazy and shit like that, you know? And this actually does mean that it's not necessarily that easy to stand out. You'd think that merely being an artificial image generator would be enough to be pretty wowy on the market, right? But no. Due to the way it was released and the focus on common usage by the general populace, a lot of people started making them very, very quickly. Which is a very good thing for the actual end consumer, of course, but not quite so ideal for the people trying to make a living off them and all of that. Alright, almost done. Yeah, I could probably get even more fancy with this and add in more pictures, because God knows I've got enough artwork of myself. which doesn't sound at all pretentious or anything.
I have lost shit.
Let's see. So do I now need to, like, maybe if I delete those? No? Why not? Is it the image format? Let's see. Excuse me for a second, chat, as I boomo my way through this. It will only take but another 2, 3, 4 maybe hours, I think. Yeah, basic computer work. It's not the easiest thing in the universe. It should take a while. Well, I gotta do it right. You're literally saving images in a slightly different format. This is actually unironically a problem with the up-and-coming generation. A lot of people actually can't do this shit, like very basic stuff. This is why you can actually see a whole lot of image converters online, where it's like you're gonna upload the image for them to open portrait folder. Oh, wait. You have multiple portrait folders now. Oh god, well that's going to be an interesting issue, potentially. Okay. Delete all of those. There we go. There we are. A tiny moment of fiddling, but I arrived at the goal line eventually. Perfect, perfect. Is that supposed to be, you know, updating at some point? For 12th, Cadia says, "Good evening, Arch. Is it D&D tomorrow?" It is indeed. It is D&D tomorrow. But video game, why are you not doing like I told you to do? Okay, remove that. It keeps... Okay. Is it just gonna... Come on. It should be updating. I mean, yeah, it's... Okay, just for shits and giggles, let's get rid of that. Slap everything in there too. Refresh. Huh.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Okay, well, it doesn't seem to actually be accepting the image For some weird reason. Is it? Okay, one last try. Maybe. Let's see here. Yeah. Yep, that. There we go. Okay. I mean, that is correct. Yep, everything is as it should be. It's got the big portrait, it's got the small portraits. Yep, refresh. Ah, there we go. Okay. It wasn't updating immediately. Right. Minor bumbles notwithstanding. Right, how do I make it so that I have a peepee? I would like to have a peepee. May I have, please? May I have cockstickles? May I have peepee? May I have? Oh, okay. We're doing the good old-fashioned 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 just happens to wish to hide its chest for reasons unknown. 2, meanwhile, showing off those pecs, not a problem. Classic. I should know better than to look for a gender setting in a modern day video game, I guess. Skin tone, white as the driven snow. Thank you very much. Now, that is a pretty good hairstyle, I cannot lie, but perhaps something a pinch less overstated. Let's see. Any less? I mean, in a pinch, that'll work. Close enough for general government work. Do you have blonde? Do you have blonde? It's not necessarily blonde, but fairly close. Nice big bushy eyebrows. Not that I will ever zoom in to the point where I'm going to be able to actually see that. And a nice little old goatee there.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Saucy. Very saucy. Robert Wadsworth says, first time catching a live stream, but have watched your con for 5 years now. Thank you very much, sir. Your continued and long-term support. Yep, a little bit later than usual today, I did have a podcast appearance on the Side Scrollers. I thought that went very well, so you should probably check that out as well. Is that a... I mean... again, close enough for general government work. And I wasn't entirely sure how long that was going to go, so I went for the more conservative end of the spectrum. Finished up quite a bit early, honestly, so I was perhaps a little bit overcautious. Ooh, Chrome Dome. Not bad, not bad. We do like the Chrome Dome. I feel as if 98% of these augmetics I will never actually see due to the fact that I will be wearing a hat, but
glory to my bloodline.
What I find mildly amusing is it's like appearance 1, 2, voice male, female.
A new challenge for me.
Bald male it is then. And Alex Adamson just uploaded a pic with your new helmet. Oh, it's not new. I've had it for a while, actually. Yes.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Hive World? I like Hive World. Fellowship, Agility. Fellowship. If there are 3 or more creature allies enemies in the 3-cell radius. So with no creatures around. -2 with no creatures around. Humanity's finest. Ooh, humanity first. Oh, you don't say. Better to die for the Emperor. Ooh. No heresy. Ooh. Yes. I'm doing... Okay, well, that clenches it. I'm doing my part. The Heinleinian in me cannot resist. Fellowship is this game's... Yes, Persuasion, Creation, Comics. Okay, well. We're going to go with a bit of Fellowship, definitely. Commissar, Crime Lord, Ministorum Priest, Navy Officer, Noble. Yes. Yes. Yes, oppress the peasantry. Break their balls with taxes. Yes. Apex of brilliance. I like the sound of it. Let's take it. What, you're gonna make me... Law? Warp. Yes, a good Imperial citizen should not know about the warp. Filthy nonsense.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Absolutely not. Reverend Norsen's first super chat since Ratbricked. Hail Archchrist. Thank you very much, sir. We have indeed. We've created the rat bricks for everyone, and we've sent them out. I'll be showing off some rat bricks today once we're doing some decisions, because I'm sure there'll be plenty of decisions in this game. And Harrison Jodit says, "I'll forgive you for the D&D delay if you kill Rags." Oh, I can't promise anything, but all right. So these are the classes then. Warrior, Officer, Operative, Soldier. Archmelting, Grand Strategy, Master Student, Bounty Hunter, Vanguard, Assassin. And I'm presuming these would change based upon, like, if I pick Astra Militarum, for example. Yep. No, it's the same ones. Okay. I was hoping for more archetypes, if I am to be entirely honest, but eh. Right, what do we want to do? So, Boltavich is ranged, and Boltavich is fantastic at range. Adelblard is a great warrior. Officer seems to be, like, the most obvious one, doesn't it? Like, I like Officer, because there's not a whole lot of good officers, is there? Which would give us Vanguard, Masterful Tactician, or Grand Strategist. Ooh. Yes. I think that sounds pretty good. That will be a little bit of overlap with Psyche Lady. Intelligence, perception, more skill, basic skill. Officer, screw it. It's the most fitting of them all. Reverend North asks, which love interest are you going to go for, Arch? Well, that might be up to chat to decide. If chat has any preferences, then chat is happy, willing, able, capable, willing, English.
I have lost. Shit.
May present a preference if they so choose. Nishev says, beware, you currently have 0 warp and xenolaw. Good. It is as it should be. Fellowship. We're going to max that one, obviously. Intelligence. I'm naturally intelligent, so I shouldn't even really need to increase that one. Ballistic skill. I think being able to shoot might be a decent idea in the 41st millennium. No, dodge chance against cat attack. Willpower. Withstand the horrors of the warp. Delicate explosives with finesse. Ooh. I mean, toughness. Toughness is like the best stat in the entire game, so we'll do a little bit of toughness. Toughness is the best stat. You know, if you're going to min-max, just maximize the toughness at every opportunity. Because it simply means you don't goddamn die. Ever. Like, at all. Sandoom asks, will we be having a vote on which path your character goes down like the stream earlier this year? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. El Glorious Beaner. El Grando Benis. Archtopia?
I have lost.
The arch that floats? The arch that flies. Yeah. Not too bad. Just...
Service guarantees citizenship.
Flies. Fly is the animal. There you go. Archlay? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, chat. Archlay it is. The Archlay. No, the Archlay. The Archlay. Destroyer of worlds and civilizations. Ooh, I get a choice now. Nice. Okay, so a sword class, a falchion,
Heresy's the question.
or a
Fire
firestorm.
is the answer.
I'm immediately leaving towards the firestorm because I believe that is a significantly heavier weapon. Fire strikes in large number of ships, not shying away from engagements with superior opponents. On a zone that would develop 5 Ugh. Modern garbage. Oh, no. Firestorm, absolutely. The Archlay will lay waste to everything that encounters it. Burn worlds. His supreme glorious greatness. Yeah. I like that one. I quite like that one. Yes. Yes. If it'll let me, I'll take it. Complete. Shut up, chat. I know I probably misspelled that. Couldn't be bothered to check. I'm dyslexic, okay? I have a rationale, a reason, and a defense of myself. That's your first name? Oh yeah, you don't want to hear my last name. Jesus Christ. We will be here all day. Mr. Bob 7370 says, treat the crew like you treat Kibs. They deserve it. They do.
Heresy's the question.
That is every opportunity.
Fire is the answer.
Stone R says, evening Arch, a question, are all Grey Knights Psychers or not? Had a discussion with a friend and he said they're not, and I'm uncertain. They are. All Grey Knights are Psychers. Every last one of them. You gotta be one. They've gotta be, they gotta be able to actually use the powers of the enemy against them, and thus they must be able to use psychic powers. Powers. And Sir John says, looking forward to your debate with the tourist. Oh, well, we shall see, we shall see. Misspelling does make it better. Yes, chat. Basically, if somebody spells it correctly, we can just shoot him for not getting it right.
Contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
That's kinda soft. Try that instead. Save. Ah, yes. Kuntrad Voigtviger. I'm sure Kuntrad Voigtviger will not do anything negative towards us because Kuntrag Voigtviger is a very trustworthy name that does not raise any flags. Oh no, Kuntrag Voigtviger shall be my friend today. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? Yes, near. What are you, peasant?
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention.
You failed, underclass.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtviger, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Duke, his supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror, Earth's Venery, the Vial of Calyx. You may call me your grace. I should have made it longer.
My deepest respects to you, your grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, You share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You say I am one of the rogue traders there? There are other candidates?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
We'll see about that.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthred von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Lead the way, Cuntrag. Most trustworthy of individuals.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
This is a pretty nice sight, though. Like, this is a great... Because this is inside of a ship, you must remember. Like, this is a great depiction of the inside of the Imperial Void Vessel. Just an enormous cathedral-esque structure. Very good, very good. I don't believe there's anything valuable to loot here. Oh, we can press buttons. There. I touched your shit. Know what you can do about it.
Victory awaits.
One of the von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Don't mind me, I'm just beating the shit out of this wooden box with a hammer. Making clinking noises whilst I'm at it, somehow.
What's happening?
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
So they are making little changes to stuff. Nice, okay, okay. So it's worth playing it from the beginning then, because they are actually doing little things.
My wrath!
Is supreme glorious greatness. Said Arch of Terror. I should have made the name longer. Our Grey donates $2.50. Glory to the Golden Rat, the Emperor of Mankind, who will guide us away from chaos into the embrace of Navigator Lady. I will take that as wishing Navigator Lady romance. Movement, yes. I have no intentions of moving closer to the maddened thing.
Let's see how they respond to this.
The Berserk Brute can stay over there. I probably shouldn't click through this quite as fast as I am because I don't necessarily remember how this game is played. How very unfortunate. Step aside, Cuntrag.
I shall not fear.
I've got this.
Not a problem.
Executed. Now, cowards, get up off the floor and fight.
Suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Or, alternatively, it'll close off the deck so that the
I have
culprits can
lost.
continue their plans.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Very well, Cuntrag. I shall leave you to your evil plotting.
New challenge for me.
Tragically, there's no opportunity to take their weaponry to sell them on the black market later. Most unfortunate.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Oh. Is it not that door? It's not that door, is it? Is it this door? It's that door. I can tell because it glows.
None shall stand in my way.
I remember the way from here. Ethelthred, that is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in a peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. This is how you know extra much that Theodora isn't going to be staying alive for long. She's not voice acted. The tall grey-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6 Ethelthred? The first impression of Ethelthred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants and bone, the nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements had all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Ethelthred, Theodora von 40k form features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Ethelthred. Good. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the content of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched forces you to look at Theodora, the rogue trader, is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. His supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror. Approach and give me your answer. Passive skill test. Well, I succeeded. Disgusting. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 6, no, it's 5. No? 4? 5. It's 5, isn't it? New world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic, not metaphoric, rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you may say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poison treasure? Bomb it. And when that doesn't work, bomb it some more. And when that doesn't work, bomb it. Am I being unclear somehow? Xenos or Warp? I mean, both of these answers are correct. They could be referring to dangerous aliens or dangerous gases. They could be referring to a wide variety of natural local occurrences because, well, that is what ancient myths were about. You would do things and you'd see people dying and you'd be like, okay, well, that was dumb. I don't know exactly what killed them, and I can't explain it, but I know that if you go over there, you die, and so I'm going to attribute it to an evil spirit. But this is 40k, and so it also could be monsters in the warp, so, you know, both of these are true. I'll go for the slightly more grounded one, I think. Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor. Could, yeah. Ethelthred scoffs. Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you, his supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror, are simply unaware of their existence. Suck my balls. More spirits have emerged from my anus than you've ever seen in your life. Ethelthrad, the failure. Ethelthrad, the insignificant. Ethelthrad, the frequently trod upon. Ethelthrad, the one even without a goddamn portrait. You are truly irrelevant to this story, Ethelthrad. Go! Throw yourself into the cogs beneath the enormous gyro compass and rid us all of your odious presence. Bereft of that option, shut your mouth before I decide to shut it for you. I invite you to try, you miserable vermin. I'm intrigued to see how your pathetic life will. Ethelthrad, I believe you gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me, then, why my senior cogitator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartment in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forget the time. So, His Supreme Claudia's Greatness, Sir Archcast. I feel like I've dug myself a little bit of a hole with this name. Why are you here? To replace you. No. That's my answer, though. To replace you. Not a direct, I approve, but you'll have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von blah 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 irrelevant character. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade. Video game. I understand why you're explaining this to me, but this is like explaining to the master physicists why the apple falls to the ground. Alright? Just so we got that out of the way. Kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light, where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, titles, are one of those with the fond Valencius one, in this case. No, I'm fond. This will confuse me a great deal. Blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. Sooner than you might think. Oh yes, you wouldn't be, would you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? Yes. You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Contrag Voigtviger served me for many years before he made his mistake. Thank you. May I ask a question now? There's some time before the navigator gives a signal to initiate the voyage ship translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. I have no more questions. I already know all of these answers. See, this part of the video game is, what's a rogue trader? Oh, that's pretty cool. I know. In that case, I shall... Plot happens. Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glanced at you. It is possible that the chances to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. Mein Gott, Emperor! Heretical scum! A very diverse heretical scum. A lot of women in there. This is the problem with having women on board. They'll inevitably turn into chaos cultists.
Show them no mercy.
You have been ambushed. Prepare your anus. Addle blard, blard, addle blard.
Reduced to dust.
Adelblard, as usual, murders practically the entire enemy horde by himself. Oh. They've tightened up some of the fire effects. I like.
Just a minor setback.
How dare you! Warp-tainted cock-filth. Cumrag of chaos. Dare attack me like that. You serve me. Your servant until end of combat. In time the nobles abilities affect servant. 7 against round scratchers. Almost takes turn. Voice of command is 1. That's 1. How did this work? Could I do... Could I do both?
I can't do. Absolutely not. Not my specialty. I don't have time for this.
I guess they're not a friendly creature. They're a neutral creature.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Slag. You are outgunned and outleveled. Surrender now, cockcheese of chaos, or burn forever in the deepest depths of my personally created hell. And then you'll go to actual hell, which might actually be better. After a few weeks in Archer's multitude of layered rape dungeons, the average chaos heretic tends to simply just wish to open up their arteries and get it over with. Our characters received a positive effect. Oh, well, thank you. There's better cover over there. Ah.
You didn't stand a chance.
I see the out of cover movement is still a little weird. But oh well. They've improved the graphics though. This looks better than I remember. Like the general appearance and shading, etc. The weapons effect have definitely improved.
I took care of this one.
Adelbard is exactly as I remember.
Target.
Simply slaughtering everything and anything in front of him with the absolute ease of an absolute master chad. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when the scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. Milady, your automated sex toys malfunctioning may be related to this incident. Possibly, quite likely. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. Mort has gone ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid, and be quick about it. Jawohl, Fraulein.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Little shooty bang bangs. Reverend North says, you going to debate a tourist? When and where? Yet to be determined, but
Victory
yes,
awaits.
it is looking like that. Alex Adamson asks, can we at least segs the Bolter Babe now? Unfortunately, I believe Bolter Babe is still off limits. I know, it is a true tragedy. It genuinely is. It genuinely is. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on a momento. Oh, damn, is that it? There's got to be more than that, surely.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Marazai, huh? I believe the current romance options are the navigator, definitely.
Fire is the answer.
A dark elder, okay, weirdly enough. The weird psyker lady and the Inquisitor. Huh. And apparently the Eldar as well. Okay. So the Eldar is an option and the Navigator is an option. I think the Inquisitor is only bangable by males, however. And the weird little thief chick that we'll meet in Footfall as well. Mr. Twisted Frenzy donates €5. Hey Arch, if the Dark Angel had come clean about the Fallen during the Horus Heresy, do you think they'd be less paranoid than they are today? Significantly less paranoid than they are today. And I don't think there would have been any real consequences about it either. None whatsoever, in fact, I think. I mean, the Imperium was currently overflowing with heresies all around it, so I don't really think, like, yeah, part of our chapter went a bit crazy, we're currently killing them. I don't think that would really have damaged their reputation over much. Oh, Contrag is back. Thank Providence you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Contrag? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting is done. You could set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. You know, sir, you're shooting a chandelabra there, so... Theodora, Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. I have not yet received words from the Enginerum regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only vox cast from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. Misa thinks I use a sus. Boom. Sadly, that's not an option. The Gungan Inquisition would have solved this very quickly. Misa think I use a sus. Headshot. That would be an excellent solution to this, wouldn't it? The Star Wars movies would have been far better if Jar Jar Binks had been an Imperial Inquisitor. Good God, it would have been a vast improvement. And Ripple Productions LLC says, have you seen the Star Wars vs. 40k fanfic audiobook here on YouTube? I like how you interpreted the Force and the Warp as being the same thing, with the dark side being little baby chaos. Thoughts? I mean, if you're ever going to do something like that, comparing universes, you do need to find similarities between the two, and basically quantifying the Force as a form of chaos. Yeah, that could work. Now, it's a bit more intrinsically organic in Star Wars, but yeah, you can make it work. A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them, and their extended family. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both things at once. Ethelthrad, where is he? You must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on transitional deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Ethelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Class and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. His supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terran. If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting the enemy of the house as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Ethelthrad's psychic powers... Oh, was that it? Then it is settled. His supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror, find Ethelthrad and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers in the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? Everything in my power. Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your head as you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come. Arch waves a middle finger at the retreating rogue trader's back as she enters the security of her private chambers to be ambushed and mutilated by half a dozen half-naked savages. Contragable to gear. Are you ready to enter 18? It's a long walk and you do not even have proper gear. I have a proposition. Since I'm the more important person here, you can go in front of me to shield me from potential threats. Certainly. Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious ears, but that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Should I have him walk in front of me to begin with? A classic mistake. Never allow the servants to stand behind their master.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Contrag, you two-faced, anal, juice-loving, deviant scum. You're the one behind this mayhem, aren't you?
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
The only bodily fluid of mine you will see, Voitiger, is my seed as I mutilate and desecrate your decapitated head.
We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber.
You may say that's a bit smart,
this void ship's most
I think it's a matter
hallowed
of principle.
vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel. An ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the Dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it, mutt? Is your soy-field Vita too weak, too flaccid, too... sorry, Jack, to open a mere door?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Oh, hey! He says fun as well. Good! Fun it is then. We are the Germans in space now. Yeah? What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? Apostasy? You sordid, anal... bumhole, you? Anal bum... No, anal... God, what is that? Anal wart, you. Yes, that's the one. Wretched... most wretched of Grok's shits. Most turgid of Grok's turds. Most thick-flowing of effluence. Oof. Ah, most stinky of overflow. I could continue.
Wretched. What do you know about wretchedness? Theodorus Kerr. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
He serves the soy.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valencia's watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
His voice acting is actually really good. I particularly like the way they add a little reverberant echo to it, because, you know, we're in an enormous monastery space right now. Fight the voice in your head. Giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet, making you take a step forward, the gates looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway, Archie. Gateway Arch? Archie? Gateway Arch? Oh, you're not oh. In the Gateway Arch. Okay. The structure. You're not actually referring to me. You're... Okay. Never mind. With a human likeness built into the front panel, as you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The Sentinel turns his head to you, one of its eyes sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogita. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as a material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of Archotech relic. I don't know about that. It's a little bit over fancy for a door lock, but... The servitor on the gateway begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaws open with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insistent, demanding sacrifices. The voices that filled your head after Voigtviger wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Look for anything to be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding a bolt pistol laying nearby. Weirdly enough, there isn't one. Move on with the video game, you bastard. Ow. Sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel jaws remain closed and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes I do.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Let's see if they've got Voltusouts this time. They do!
Well, there is still another way.
Do you require assistance? Yes. Very well, Lord. I shall now fill the entire room with flame and high explosive bolter rounds. I suggest you get the fuck down. I did no squeakers. Come on, there are secrets.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Surely there's a legendary weapon tucked away here somewhere, right? It's only to be expected.
It's about time.
Apparently not. Anyway, well, onwards. Oh, that's kind of adorable. That's a helmet. That looks like a giant Chaos Space Marine helmet.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Let's hope that's not the case. Also, the warrant of trade is not quite this grand or quite this ridiculous. More often than not, it is simply just a small document. Now, many rogue traders will build shrines to aforementioned document due to its incredible value and, importance, but normally it's not, a wall-sized edifice.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
You realize the service corps will not answer you.
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the warrant Sentinel? Yes, dumbass, I just told you.
Mobile unit of the warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Get me out of here, Skull.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Journal, yes.
Victory
Journals are
awaits.
useful.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Contrag is a traitor and an anal blister. When he parted ways on the office deck, he stunned me somehow. He shoved me... He shoved a shock maul in my gut. I'm pretty sure I know the way. I know the logistic behind it, and brought me here.
What?
He intends to take revenge on the wench Theodora for something and try to reach the warrant that's somehow part of his plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Alright, the lady wench Theodora. And yes, Contrag is indeed openly admitted to be the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Thank you. The tutorial screen still looks, a pinch alpha-y.
Absolutely not.
Alright, how did this work again?
Not my specialty.
I know I figured out how to do this. But I also know that I struggled mightily
Your Seneschal is always there for you.
to actually arrive at a point where I did figure it out.
This wound will make a fine... That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way. Living battering ram Adelblad.
Come.
Come, His Supreme Great Goddessness. Voxcall. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Don't you dare to cross us!
Crush them!
Computer, could you perhaps burn them all into crisps again? No. That gameplay feature has been disabled to provide combat tutorial. Okay. Adelblad. Stand in front of Arch. Absorb the bullets intended for him, please. I still miss a bit of a clang when they parry, you know, like a bang. Like, aha!
I will
Ruffian.
do like you reduced to dust.
Adelblad. Adelblad, break. Adelblad, kill. Adelblad, annihilate. Can Adelblad annihilate that? I'm not entirely sure. The UI for the charge is still a little... Apparently not. Okay, well, he's up there now. That's all I need to know. Also, I'm missing revving of chainsaws. Like, he's got a chainsaw. It should be going like... That's what it should be doing.
Suits my purposes.
There. Pistol burst. Get down, Adelblad.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
God, I love how damn dangerous you are in this game. I really do. I adore the fact that every character you have is just a walking fucking murder machine. Oh. The heretic decides to fire random weapons fire off into the middle distance. No one quite knows how. No one quite knows why.
It will be done. Someone else can do this.
Forge ahead!
Very well, Adelblad. Your incompetence will be remembered. Actually, I don't think I can kill him regardless.
Suits my purposes.
We'll put a little bit of a lead bullet in him, just to remember us by.
That was insulting.
My place is at the fore.
And smack.
Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Most glorious,
Tire of idleness, let's move.
but also unavoidable victory.
Follow my lead.
Arch prefers laser pistols to silly little... Well, actually, that's not bad. 7 to 11 damage. Max ammo 6 is a bit low, but...
Heresy's the
I'll
question.
take that for now.
Fire is
Tolerate
the answer.
weakness.
I'm at your service.
Adelblad, go check that alcove for
Marching
me.
on.
See if your Sapidus will stingle. No? No.
We shall prevail.
Level up. Christopher Stowe donates $5. Thank you very much. Alright, Arch, I've been waiting for this game and I wanted it from yours. Is it worth buying? If so, should I get the base game or more? I think it's a very good game. like, from what I've played in the alpha, etc., and the improvements they've made already, I think it's a damn good game. Definitely worth it. And Owlcat has pretty much not missed when it came to any of their games so far. Buying more. I haven't played a lot of Owlcat's expansions to their previous games, so I can't really comment on that. But most of the time, like, buying the bigger expansion pack will usually get you something good. Admittedly, games this long, by the time I arrive at the expansion pack, I'm usually already sick of the game, so there's that. On the other hand, there are also people who will play games like these for absolute decades at a time and be like, yeah, I'm going to start a new campaign where I play using only a fork as my primary weapon. Okay. You say so. So it somewhat depends on what type you are there. Adelblard. Medica. I don't remember what everyone else was going to be. I mean, I'm not going to be using carouse all that often, I imagine. Athletics? Coercion? I already got really high coercion, don't I? I'm pretty sure, yeah, I've already got 60 coercion base, so... yeah, that wouldn't really help out much. Demolition? Medica? I think Bolter Bitch was demolitions. Medica for now. I mean, Medica is always going to be useful for fairly obvious reasons. Oh, right, the whole, I thought I removed that. Oh, not you, you tar burglar, me!
Let's patch you up. Thank you. Now where were we?
No. Within time, it can be healed with a medic kit, but requires passing medic skills succeed to many insurers. Okay.
This wound will make a fine scar.
I stand in recognition.
Medica. Okay, Medica. Okay, right. I probably shouldn't have wasted all of my Healy bags on trying that. That may have been
a new challenge
what
for
one
me?
calls an absolutely terrible ass-backwards idea, but... hey. Hey! Don't criticize me. Oh.
The Navigator's Sanctum is directly
Swirly
among the
purple shit in the air. Ah, yes.
the God Emperor that we...
That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Source of the swirly purple shit.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Well, the God Emperor's bonus hole, a witch pulls out weapon, aims, fires. Mercer Holt donates $50. Thank you very much, sir. Generous, as always. Thank you, Mercer. Just buy can't stay. I almost read that as can't stay, won't stay. Want to avoid spoilers for the Emperor. Fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Godspeed.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... oh, Abelard, how they sing!
See, this character is an enormous missed opportunity. No, because now that I hear her voice, she's obviously intended to be female. And yet she looks incredibly unattractive. Like, if anything, you should make the dangerously unstable Psyker one of the more attractive characters, so as to try and get the player to sympathize with her batshit insane ass. Or at the very least, you know, attractive in a mysterious way. You know, maybe give her a hood at first, and then have her reveal it later to be like, oh, something like that. Instead, they decided to make her look like a man who has had one too many unkind encounters with a lawnmower.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Leans into Adelblad. Are you sure we shouldn't just shoot her? She's clearly insane. The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
Is anybody else imagining her gripping a chicken by the throat as all of this is going on? You know, some lights in the background in a darkened hut somewhere? No? No?
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
I just noticed the blood is actually actively seeping out of the metal walls. A poor sign, a bad omen in nearly any regard. Officers, frequency to all who can hear me. Those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Ethelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Ethelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Adelbar's voice actor too, by the way, is perfectly on point. He sounds exactly like I'd imagine he should sound.
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Yes, yes. Yaga reads the chicken entrails. Yes, yes.
And you are Von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Rogue trader in waiting, actually, but...
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
Yaman. Bad juju.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Idira has joined your party. Well, if you insist.
What advice do you seek?
They say a little bit of...
Should I divine our next step?
We must act.
My whispers crave entertainment.
Make his mind blow open.
What?
The Emperor is with us.
Right, let me just teleport in there. Adelblard, you don't really need cover. That's not an issue for you. You tickle, Adelblard. Adelblard's gonna tickle you back now with his fucking chainsword. Oh, can you not? Can you not see them?
Service guarantees citizenship.
Can you not see them? Huh. At all? Or was that your action because I had you initiate combat with that? Yeah. What was that? Is that diagonal? It is diagonal. Okay. Adelblard, put you in ground now.
Indeed.
That. Oh, gooey. Just like strawberry jam. Except mayhaps tastier. Licks the wall. So, yeah, no, that isn't actually strawberry jam. It tastes weird. Well, might as well buff the crazy bitch. She's the one nearest by.
Easy. Already done.
Tastes like sadness. That would actually be a pretty good reply. Licks the bleeding wall. Looks at the party. Yeah. Not strawberry jam for once. The second, it kind of tastes like sadness. Alex Adamson. I do like how they made the Psychic sound like a crazy voodoo lady. That was certainly a ceased opportunity. I suppose so. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead. I believe Master Vespidus still lives. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive. Hey, you alive? Oh, approach. Your time is short. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn. Oh, that's not good. Yep, he's got some visitors in his head. Its march thunders on the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your soul with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. Run, flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. It can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help. Put an end to it. No. Ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman. If he is still alive, it is worth a try. We must get off the bridge, but we will need a support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier. Vespidus, good luck, and thank you. I like how the video game is like, oh man, you should feel bad for this guy. You should totally want to put him out of his misery and stuff. Nope. You put him out of his misery, we all stay in the warp forever. Believe you me, that'll be a significantly worse fate for him than anything you can do to him in the real world. So, steel your heart. And simply allow him to commit himself to the seppuku. It so richly deserves. In his case, death will be a reward. locked door. If you say so.
Follow my lead.
Run! Oh, well, you tried. An attempt was made.
Your ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
Bolt a bitch. Bolt a bitch.
I shall
Bolt a bitch.
Somebody shoot these
I shall
Right in the
betray
penis.
not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
It's not bad, but I feel like she should be louder. She should be more. She should be like a more 1948 Joan of Arc, you know? More insistent, almost a little shrill, you know? Argenta, the white-haired woman, turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hand, and for a brief moment it seems she's not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I am His Supreme Glorious Greatness, Arch of Terror, Von Valentius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
You know, it just struck me. Lucy Lawless. Old school Lucy Lawless from around the age of Xena. That would have been the perfect voice for her. Oh god, it would have been... it would have been right on.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I mean, I don't even get the insult, but as a noble, I shall rise to every barb, every slight, no matter how minor, no matter how minute, no matter how circumspect, will be brought up and chastised.
That answer does you credit. Only the truly righteous would be so provoked by the accusation of heresy.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Lore Imperium. The obvious. Do I get experience from pointing out the obvious?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice. Through this door, I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Yes. Give loot. Render unto Arch that which is Archer's. always render unto Arch that which is Arch's. And that which is Arch's is everything.
I won't tolerate
all things beneath the sun, great and small, rich or poor, belong to Arch. This is simply a fact of reality and the physical universe.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Do not deny it.
The Emperor sets my path. I will deliver furious retribution.
Oh.
I will level you.
They were what we call the bad guys. I was not aware immediately. Right, put you in cover. Adelblard. Adelblard's later. Now, Adelblard. Go there. Adelblard does not require cover. Cover is for the soft, the weak, the effeminate, and the womanly. Like myself.
I've suffered worse. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Mild discomfort. Ah, yes. Machine gun woman go blam blam. Machine gun woman go blam blam. Okay, what was the... How did she work again? Run and gun. Former's next cycle does not count towards the attack limit per turn. Becomes widened. The soldier becomes winded. Until the end of next turn. While wind is on... Cannot reduce run and gun. Okay. Furious recital. The momentum for each enemy that is out of the turn. Okay, so run and gun. That was the one that let her shoot constantly, was it? Cost 1 SP, it does not count towards the attack limit per turn. But then why does it say... Oh yeah, that's the action point. Okay, so I can actually do this several times then. Good.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Oh. Nice little slow-mo effects. Ah, very
As
cute,
the
very
Emperor
adorable.
commands,
Fire is the answer.
Explode, filth. Alright, what is that? Gen 4 targets within 3 cell radius, deal a sack one enemy creature within a 10 cell radius. So, if I think correctly, Adelbard is going to be very angry at Idira.
Farewell.
No. Ah.
But of course.
I still haven't quite figured out precisely the point of the exploit thing, but put it on big guys. Yep, buff Adelblard. Heretic scum.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
No, it does not. Lovely. Actually... never mind, only one move.
Okay. Like one fewer target.
Should have boosted his toughness, actually. You cannot hit me, weaklings.
Suits my purposes.
And buff the shit out of him.
Nothing I can't do. All too easy.
Ah, my first miss of the video game. To be followed by several more.
Just a minor setback.
Ah!
Yes, come to Adelblard. No good way to hit both of them, is there?
Rejoice in battle.
But there might be a good way to hit all of those.
I'll do it.
Yes, there is. One dead. Can't complain. Crazy woman. Scream his brain off. Pop it like a grapefruit. You didn't pop it like a grapefruit. That's actually the worst possible opportunity, because not only didn't you kill him, you left him with so little hit points that it frankly feels like a waste for Adelbart to hit him in the face now. Tremendous waste. Does that cause
tactically sound
yes, it does.
approach. At your beck and call.
Damn it. I have just barely not enough hit points. Or hit point de-damaging things. As we slowly relearn the video game.
Nothing I can't do.
I feel like 30% hit chance. A little bit mean there, honestly. I feel like I should have a pretty good chance at hitting the guy standing in the open. Unless the table I'm sitting behind somehow, you know, damages my own ability to aim. Which would make a certain degree of sense, but not necessarily video game sense. I do need to get her a secondary weapon, don't I? I need to get her a melee weapon, or a flamethrower. 90% chance, woman! What is even wrong with you?
What is this foreboding?
Pop.
Was... It's nothing!
Ah, yes. AoE abilities.
It will be done.
Mein Gott in Himmel. It's a very lucky guy. First I miss a 90% shot at him, then he parries. That's not a great thing to do, is it?
Not a problem for me. You didn't stand a chance.
Easy. Simple. Facile.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Eradicated.
Scum. Eradicated.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
And pop.
Anything else?
Brilliant.
It's
All
about
the scum
time.
have been slaughtered. I don't really actually need to be looting these, because I get them all at the end of the chapter anyway, so yeah.
This
It
cannot.
won't open. The damned heretics have blocked the door, trembling at the thought of our approach.
A melter charge will help. There's probably one around here somewhere.
Really? You keep melted charges just
Victory
kind of
awaits.
laying around in your officer's room? I feel as if that's inviting a little bit of disaster, personally, but... Set of econs, machine spirit vault, belly churn wheels.
A new
Whatever a
challenge for
belly
me?
churn wheel is. Rolls of synth leather. Well...
Excellence matters. None shall stand in my way.
Stuff and stuff. Aha! Melter booms.
I'll lay claim
I mean,
to
at
the
least they kept them
stars.
in a safe place, you know. They didn't just have the melter bombs lying around the officers' quarters. They were in a safe and everything. That makes sense.
I better myself through my service.
It's about time.
Levels. Yes, please. McWild 11 says heresy. Also, hi Arch. Hello, McWild. What do I get next? I get Bring It Down. The officer immediately grants an extra 10 with action point equal to... Ah, that was the good one. I remember that one. That's a very good one. Yes, yes. Have I selected it? Have I? No? Help? Confuse? Oh, okay. Endure. Random witch garbage.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Revel and slaughter. F5 is the quick
Over
save.
there. Victory awaits.
Thank you for your service, little guardsman. Actually, he's probably not a guardsman. He's more along the lines of PDF. Just very, 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 very well-equipped PDF.
Follow my lead.
As Imperial Guards are, of course, well, they're special. They're the Imperium's military. Whereas other things would be mercenaries, private soldiers, PDF. And a rogue trader would have PDF. Ah, the roasty part. The roar of flames ring in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valentius. Are you lost, my heir? An apparition, a sorcerer's apparition, trickery of the warp. Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. Aren't you in pain? Miss, you appear to be on fire. Shouldn't that be uncomfortable in some way? Pain is but a reflection of one's weakness, his supreme glorious greatness, at Arch of Terror. To renounce weakness of spirit in pursuit of greatness is the only path to heights worthy of a rogue trader. I can lead you out of these flames, his supreme glorious greatness, at Arch of Terror. Show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you weapons so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Do not listen to this abomination, his supreme glory. Titles. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. Not usually from Promethean mind, but his faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their souls. Parental disclaimer. Fire will burn you regardless of your religious convictions. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people. Titles. The survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew. Lead them out. Find a way. Don't miss our chance to meet up with Edda. His supreme... Titles. What are we waiting for? Alright. First option here. Sand Doom donates $5. Thank you very much. In case of emergency, multi-bombs needed. Break glass. Officers only. No heretics. Probably. And the Real Horsenator. A woman who can listen. Doubtful. Heretical. Heretical indeed. Let's see here. Engage with your audience.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Iconoclast. There. You may now choose, little chatties. See, eventually, I will get a system up where you can bribe me for this, but that system is not yet finished. Thank your gods, it is not yet the case. Now, let's see, is that what I think it is? It is, okay. Whilst you're taking your time deciding, let me show you some things as well. There. The scaling here is going to be a bit weird, but here we go. So, in the Galactic Civilizations campaign that I did, in the incredible, unflinching, unending, limitless generosity of my soul, gave away some NFTs, which is what we're going to call these now. NFTs, all right? Arch NFTs, where people could get themselves a rat brick whenever they super chatted. And we're going to show off some of these today. This is an idea I originally got from the ANCAP anti-vax cat trap, and I think it's a really good one, to be able to build a little bit of community amongst you little tards. We're eventually going to be offering these up for sales as well, so anyone can order whatever little rat brick they want. I'm just narrowing down the exact artists who will be responsible for it, and those who will be able to provide good quality at a reasonable time span. And of course, they will be as open to anything and everything as, regular YouTube TOS will allow, shall we say. ArchTFs? Yes, ArchTFs. Like this one, for example, is worth $5,000. Yes, that's true, chat. This little screaming tabby here, which was given to Holtzinator, I believe. This is worth $5,000. I know, it's unbelievable. But I say so. Therefore, that's how NFTs work, right? I'm pretty sure that's how NFTs work. At least I'm pretty sure that's how I've been told NFTs work. Actually, you're a little bit weirdly wide. I feel like your resolution here is a bit off, but such is life. Bernson on his €2. Gotta admit, rat bricks look adorably retweeted. They do. They do indeed. This one has a kettle of surströmming, which is an entirely acceptable thing to eat. No doubt about it. Entirely acceptable. You might even accept things slightly on the spicier spectrum. Slightly more referential, shall we say. One has a hard time deciding the nationality of some of them. Absolutely. This one I think is worth $4,000. Not $5,000, because it's a little bit too spicy, Yeah, it definitely is. Like, we're gonna have to knock a grand off its value total, I think. Yeah. I'm sorry. I am. I apologize. I'm not the one making the rules, but there you are. Coconut tackle. That one's not hard to remember. Is that what you want then? I would just like a dumb rat with a coconut on his head. Oh. Well, it's memorable. If nothing else. McWell11 says, His supreme glorious greatness, the art of terror, Roman salute. Oh. The Roman salute has gotten a really bad rep, okay? The Roman salute was actually pretty great, okay? It's just that the Germans had to ruin it, like the Germans ruined so many things. Lord covers his pardon says, it's so unbelievable that it sounds almost as if you're lying to us. Oh, I would never. Not again. NFTs are worth whatever Charisma is worth. And to be fair, for NFTs, they're still a steal. There are significantly more expensive NFTs out there. Yes. The whole sentence says, the first one is mine indeed, and its value is nigh uncalculable. Oh, Jesus. Like, we're moving beyond $5,000 NFTs here. Like, we're stretching into the millions and the trillions now.
Heresy is the question.
And the Night Clerk says, I approve of rat brick and pay tribute to the Arch. Indeed. Indeed. Alright, let's see. How many votes have we got now then? 190 votes. Not bad, not bad. That means that only about a third of you have voted. What about the rest of you fat little shits? What are you doing? Busy masturbating. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't want to interrupt, of course. I shall give you another 60 seconds. No more, no less.
Service guarantees citizenship.
So Jard says, I'd have opted for a rat break with a suicide vest. Dual-wielding detonators.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
We could probably do that. We could probably do that. Probably, maybe. What do you mean, most likely the Romans never saluted like that? Shut your filthy whore-hole. The Romans totally saluted like that. They did. Otherwise, what have movies taught me all my life? No, they absolutely did. No question about it. Absolutely.
I have lost. Shit.
I almost have to. Alright, let's see here then. Dogmatic wins the poll at 48%, Heretical at 19%, and Iconoclast at 33%. Wow. Only 33% of you are like, we must save the human beings. The rest of you were either like, no, embrace chaos, or leave them to burn. Good audience. I'm sure selling any customizable NFTs to you bunch will be a wise business decision that will not at all cause me tremendous grief in the future.
Service guarantees citizenship.
The real old snake says, go to the UN. I'll give you this rat break for all of Asia. Insert shut up and take my money Futurama meme here. Dogmatic it is. Walk through the fire. The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness, but are powerless to stop you. You take a step forward and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you and Theodora's voices fade into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak. Hold on. One more time. And the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. Their faith proved insufficient. Oh, that was a great death animation. I expected them to just, like, fall over suddenly on fire or something. No, but no, just boom. Turns out this was nuclear fire. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes, caked in soot and burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 steps before collapsing to your knees. Rush of blood in your temple and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind before suddenly retiring as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads through your veins, and despite your wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggles. You open your eyes and see aglow with warm light before you the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you are struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Void Vigor wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Master, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor. We passed through the flames. How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
I need to make the argument for why you can have sex with Argenta. Okay, I need to present it here because okay, they're like, you cannot bang the Bolter bitch. Why? Well, because she's like a nun and shit. That's not how it works in the 41st millennium. She is a bride of the Emperor. That does not mean she's celibate. It does not mean she is married to him like the priests of our time are married to God, okay? The Brides of the Emperor were an ancient organization that were tied to the crazy person, Gogvandir, that was his name. Now they are the Adeptus Sororitas, the Sisters of Battle. They absolutely can have carnal relationships. I don't think there's anything in their interpretation of the God Emperor that prevents them from climbing the pole, so to say. And honestly, considering how zealous she is, surely there should be nothing more desirable to her mind than to get on top of a literal Imperial saint, which is what I am going to be at this rate. And in the eternal words of my darling Karlach, ride them until they see stars. Presented. Argument complete. Behind Argenta, you see Idira Tlass, double Idira, fit of nausea. The rest of the people who are following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage a mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects Seneschal.
Indeed he does. Oh, if I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
Crazy psycho scum.
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord Captain standing there in the fire? Abelard, you tell her!
His name is Adelblard.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
See? My point precisely. She should be leaving a snail trail right now. At this very moment, you should be able to track Argenta's presence by the glistening on the floor, okay? She should be a romance option, simple as. Allow Adelblad to help you. Oh, no. No elements hold power over the righteous. And all you hear behind you is a violent orgasm. Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your fate, it will not carry you much further. His supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror. Do my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake. Your eyes do not deceive you, most unworthy, most fake, most inferior, most suboptimal of alternative, tertiary, secondary, distant past potential heirs of my rightful position. I am God. Or at the very least, Jesus. I love being late for an engagement. That's a good answer too. Nothing good ever comes of such rashness. It appears that the Emperor favors you. Be that as it may, your wounds are highly worrying. Lord Warp. Squint your eyes and see if he's been infected by chaos. Ephraim does not seem to have changed since your first meeting, but only at first glance. His face has taken a strange hue. The skin at his temple appears scaled, and his voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. He's not trace of fatigue and stress. It's like his body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. Scales and squeaking. You're not in the best shape yourself. Not assigned to my blessings, have you? His supreme gloriousness, greatness, Sir Arch of Terror? Yes, the warp is taking its toll, but I'm still sane and able to hold my weapon. I'll fight for the Font Valencia's bloodline to the end, and if the price is the eternal curse of mutation, so be it. My faith will keep me upright. Pray forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of he who passed the trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold the weapon. Yes, it's Bob here and Frankfurt. Both of them. Not a whole lot. Yes, I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways? It was at this very elevator, Master Edelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts. This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I'm still receiving fragmentary reports from the bridge. Contrag, Voigtviger, was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence of his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerers' rituals. That traitor has resorted to witchcraft. We must stop him at once. I am ready to assault the bridge. No, his supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror, squints at Adelblad. Please, tell me the meaning of this strange, unusual word. No. It cannot possibly mean what I think it means, can it? Grabs pistol. You most certainly are not. You can barely stand upright after what happened. It is best that we go retrieve Lady Theodora and let Edelthrad commence the attack on Voigtviger. A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defender's heart with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Till next we meet, his supreme gloriousness, greatness, Sir Arch of Terror. May the Emperor bless your deed, and shall see you on the field of battle. Ben says, God, are you comparing her to Anna from Shimonetta? Anna Shimonetta? That was that one about the pervy girls, wasn't it? I can't remember names. But I think I know the one you're talking about. Ooh, I have 2 wounds now. Oh. Wow, maybe walking through flames is actually a bad idea. Who'da thunky wunkied? Who'da thunky wunkied?
We should deal with this.
I won't tolerate
but
weakness.
What's this way, though? Stuff and stuff. Man, this is making me want to play Rights of War. I wonder if I could ever get that game to work on modern computers. I'm not sure. It's making me want to play... Oh, God, there's so many cool games back in the day. You know, one game that I wish I could get to work, which I just can't, is the Great Battle series. Oh, the Great Battle series was so fucking good. I love the Great Battle series. It would be a great game even to this day. The Great Battle series is kick ass. It is a fantastic series of games, and it just does not run on modern systems. It just does not. I remember I managed to get it working once by running a virtual computer within my computer. My Jesus, that was some hassle and a half. And Sujad says, I have to disagree with the Sister of Battle. At least until she retires, such dalliances while she's on duty doesn't seem right. Yes, after she retires.
None shall stand in my way.
Well, we'll have to convince her then. Or she'll continue to convince herself. Oh, well, that's unusual. Tentacles, I see. You were into some pretty filthy fucking shit, weren't you, my...
Victory
predecessor,
awaits.
my most unworthy predecessor. A helmet. Thank you.
It's about time.
I agree, it's about time the bitch died. You've known her for 5 minutes. I know, it was 5 minutes too much. Theodora von Valencia's body sprawled on a large blood-drenched desk. The Arch-Militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls. didn't hear.
I have lost.
Thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Because, witch, you're tainted.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
Oh. Reason or stoking his feelings? Walk up to Adalbert, place a hand on his shoulder. Most certainly that shit. Cuntrag. He wished a long and drawn-out sexual death upon your captain. He told me. He had all manners of spiked devices of dildoish nature prepared. Countless whips, chains, tortures, candelabras. Why are you telling me this, sir? To make you suffer, that's why.
First, betrayal. Now, the murder of the rogue trader. And Mort.
He had one particularly vicious clit-teasing machine that he simply referred to as the crocodile. Sir, seriously, why? You know why.
How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
Service guarantees citizenship.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Alright, I'll go and try and find some chicken heads for you. Like 1917 says, Hail Archchrist, our Lord and Saviour. Thank you. And yes, hail me. And Alex Adamson for £10. Thank you. Okay, this is a bit of a long shot, but Escape from Tarkov is a fun game, an intense game, an autistic game, and incredibly difficult. It's going to be interesting to see how you do. I have heard nothing but terrible things. Oh, tentacles. Oh, tentacles. I have heard nothing but terrible things about Escape from Tarkov. I have heard many things about it being unfathomably grindy as well. Like, I'll give it a quick look over afterwards. I'll put it up on my sidebar here, but that might be a bit much. You lean closer to the body, whispering into its ear, "I'm glad you're gone." The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto-pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotions she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-spattered parchment and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else, small shards of glass scattered on the floor. It's difficult to say exactly what was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shard appears iridescent, rather than completely transparent, as if they've been submerged in promethium.
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Lady Theodora, and Conrad, and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Tainted witchcraft.
Yeah, let's not ask where that came from. An auto-pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood and brain matter and shards of his skull. Safety on the Arch-Militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. and sends shivers down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valencia, signed with the seal of one of the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium, that relentlessly hunt heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Sort of the secret police. Kind of, in a way. It's not an inaccurate statement. And yes, I was about to say, this is starting to sound an awful lot like Inquisitorial business.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in the warp.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Scum. Calm down, psycho. Oh, don't burst a blood vessel, please. I'd hate to. Never mind. Please, burst a blood vessel. Unholsters weapon. Go on.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Idra suddenly gets a lot more controlled. Ah, yes. This was the pool where she brought her harem of young, fit, virile young men. I, Adelblad, never asked any question why there was a constant cavalcade, a troop, entire circuses, in fact, of aforementioned stallions, constantly streaming into her chambers every single solitary night, and in such numbers. Whatever purpose she must have had with them, it must have been ferocious indeed.
New challenge for me?
Everyone begins to stare at Adelblad yet again. Raised eyebrows aplenty. Even the Sister of Battle shakes her head, sighing.
Death will find you soon enough.
Adelblad. Let's see. Well, that's cover. He got it. What about me? You stand out in the open. But that's not very safe. You read my mind precisely. That will give a attack from that. No, I can't do that, can I? I wanted to move up there and then I can. Okay, I think that's going to be like one opportunity attack. No, none. Okay, well, perfect. Fantastico. Cleave effect. Okay, alright. Hehe, Adelblad is surrounded. Adelblad doesn't care. You think you have surrounded Adelblad?
At your beck
You
and
are
call.
incorrect. So we are surrounded. Good. Now we can fire in any
Took care of
direction.
this one.
Buff.
Already
Buff.
done.
And kill them
Suits
all.
my purposes.
Bolt a wench. Bolt a wench.
As the Emperor commands,
bolt
I
a
act.
wench. Oh. I didn't give you your bolter back, did I? Sorry.
All too easy.
Oh. An attempt was made. I'm glad they allow you to switch weapons without cost. That's very nice. Very, very generous of them. Alright. Her hit chance is already actually really high. Do I need to?
I'll do it.
Yes, let's run and gun it here. Burp.
escaped the Emperor's judgment.
Well, that was a pinch disappointing, don't you think, woman? I think you could have done better.
Doubt is for the weak.
Oh, wow. No, I definitely think you could have done better.
I will not.
But you should be able to, though. Yeah, you've still got an action point left. Their next attack. Okay, so you still only you get 2. You don't like previously where you just got to shoot with her endlessly. Okay, well. Alright, so Adelblard is now in range of that. It does mark him, but you know what? I don't care. Adelblard's a very tough boy, and I don't think he's gonna care much, actually.
Anything else?
Grey hair, sure hair.
My prescience has failed me.
I do like how Idara took a multi-melter to the fucking face and did not even flinch either. That's something. That is something. That is a certain amount of sturdiness that I am deeply impressed by. If I charge, does that...
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
At your beck and call.
That does not create attacks of opportunity. Interesting.
My tactics are flawless.
Very interesting indeed.
Not a problem for me.
Well, you made an attempt. Come on, Idana. Pull it together now.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Damn, that is not a lot of damage, is it? I don't get my super abilities yet, do I? I don't. That's very tragic.
I'll do it.
Woman, are you sure
Anything else?
you went to shooting school?
But
Are
of
you
course.
absolutely certain you learned how to aim that thing?
An exemplary strike. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
You think a
Tried and
measly
tested tactics are the
anti-tank
best ones.
weaponry is enough to scratch Adelblard?
Victory is
Stupid machine.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Lord Commissar Spartan donates $2, says, I love a target-rich environment. Who doesn't? Actually, okay. I have wounds aplenty right now.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
What's your medical skill? 35. Ah, pretty terrible. Okay, I guess we're just sucking up the wounds then. We're just taking them in stride. Finest hour and available talent. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. Ooh. Yeah, now that's bolter bitch buff food right there. And a perky thingy, commanding voice. Fierce increased by 3, the range of command increased by 6. That one, obviously, because that is pretty much the bread and butter of this sort of class. Buffing everyone else to high heaven. The word immediately restores all action point MP and gains agi bonus MP until the end of the turn. Okay, that's pretty neat. Epicenter of Slaughter. 1 stack of Epicenter Slaughter. He has 1 temporary wound for each stack. These temporary wounds cannot be exceeded with toughness bonus. That one's really good. Thick skin. Oh, yeah, damage deflection. Damage deflection is also one of those, like, yeah, whenever you can, take it. Like, in the Rogue Trader RP, the tabletop game, you could make, like, walking tanks. You absolutely, like, they ate damage to the face, and they didn't wink an eyebrow at it. Like, ridiculous levels. Tide of Excellence. Like, you would actually require Miltus to start damaging people at high toughness. Their weapons are ready to fire. Ooh. Well, he knows the current weapon. Yep. Rapid reload. You know what? I don't actually... Most fights, I find, are over before Bolter Bitch really needs to reload. So I don't know. 5% base armor, more than minis. These hammers are critical damage of 1 until the end of combat. That's not bad. 20 for half cover. That's not bad either. Equal to the damage current rate of fire. So that means that the first hit of every burst fire is way more potent. Fortress. One agility. Bolt weapon expert. +1 arm penetration. That one, I think, because... I mean, that's a bolt weapon expert. She's going to be using a lot of bolt weapons, so... Anything that improves bolt weapons, I think I'm going to just take... But... You could also increase perception, willpower, fellowship, strength, agility... Ballistic skill. I'm take ballistic skill. I'm going to take ballistic skill, because her entire ability to deal damage revolves around being able to actually hit the bloody target, so... Let's do that. A little bit chaotic, wouldn't you say?
It's about time.
A little bit chaotic indeed.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Ethelthran looks somewhat harrowed, but is still in one piece. He glanced at you, then over your shoulder, clearly alarmed. Titles, but where is the Lord Captain? Dead. God Emperor preserve us, the road trader is dead? The ship has lost her Lord Captain and the house its head. No matter what ritual Cuntrag is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second, the warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp along with the warrant and all the Dynasty's heirs. The enemies of humanity has triumphed. Slaps Ethelthard in the face. You piece of shit spare. You backwards-facing side grade. Get yourself together. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. We thought of yielding. I'm resigned to your fate. Will you truly suffer defeat? Yes, yes. Words worthy of a righteous soul. Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge. Then we have no right to bow our heads. I would have been shooting at that guy without being, besides, just talking about it, but, You see, Cuntrag, Voidvigger, clearly in the gloom of the light. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seems to have a pearlescent glimmer to them. We are out of time. Ethelfrad bites his knuckles, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Ethelfrad's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. Draw your weapon. Yes. What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't used my favorite toys on her. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm, and farewell. Ethelfrad, do it!
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Well, now what, bitch? I just finished it. Runs. Well, it appears you just activated his trap card, my most unworthy alternate.
Are you ready to die?
I feel like he had a more worthy end in the beta. This feels like it somehow makes my extraordinarily unsuccessful and unworthy second even unworthier, which is an achievement, I will say. Adelblad, Adelblad, fears no foe 'cause he's Adelblad. Adelblad cannot die. Why? Because he's Adelblad.
Already done.
See, the first time I'll start really worrying about it in this game is when I meet an enemy that can actually do more than 1 point of damage to Adelblad. At that point, then I will fear. But until then, no enemy can possibly dissuade me. I did want to charge that. I should have wanted to charge that. I suppose this will have to do.
Reduced to dust.
Do I want to kick off Finest Hour or save it for something else? Probably save it for now.
Nothing I can't do.
Oh no. It roared.
I've suffered worse.
Oh, a mighty 4 points. Oh, you truly are a vicious chaos entity. I'm definitely not going to be using your spatial stuff, no. Right, buff Adelblad yet further. Keep stacking buffs on his ass. Alright, do you want to put the exploit stacks on it? Per number by -10 plus exploit stacks x4 until the start of the operative's next turn. Okay.
On it.
Alright, so we'll probably want to build that up a little bit more. Firearm Mastery. Equal to the maximum rate of fire, minimum of 2. What is the rate of fire on my bolter, I wonder? Rate of fire 4, so that's 4 attacks. Yep, let's kick that one into overdrive. And now I can just shoot 4 times, I believe. I'll pick that one off.
Deeds is worthless. Each strike is a prayer. This is unacceptable. I'll do it. This is why I was
Wait,
chosen.
can I use that 4 times? Because that would be hilarious. Woman, are you sure you know how to aim that thing? Seriously, you can tell me.
As the Emperor
I laugh at
commands,
you, but I won't condemn you as much as you think I will. Oh well, she made an attempt.
Just a minor setback. I will do my duty.
Brace for impact. Endurance. And hit the monster in the face.
At your beck and call.
No matter how tentacular you are, creature, you will not win. Voice of command.
Suits my purposes.
Go on, female. Put more bolts into it.
Even torture to fight like this.
I don't know, Adelblad. She's far worse than I remember.
Not a problem for me.
2 into Adelblad. Or at least you put 2 into the Chaos Spawn as well. Alright, he does do that. I remember now. He does do that. That is a thing that he does. He eats people. I should probably deny him food, if at all possible.
They who discern the future on the
I
battlefield.
should have checked if I could actually see something before I did that, but never mind. It's okay.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Uh-oh. That's usually a bad sign.
Anything
All right,
else?
pop that on it one more time. Reload is 3 AP. Alright, pop a last bolt into it, and then you can reload. Ooh, nice! Like the ghosts around everywhere. That's a really cool touch.
It will be done.
Edelblad will endure.
Victory is imminent.
There's no attack limit. Right, I'm gonna save that until next turn.
Already done.
So that I can break its armor as much as I can as well.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath.
They really do need a parry sound, like a cling or a twang or something, you know, something. Right, now we're gonna expose weakness. We are not going to use that ability because, well, it would be... Yep, it would probably be an absolutely terrible idea. Let's not. Do you want to go hit it? Yes. Yes, you want to go hit it. Go hit it. Granted, you now kind of find yourself in the way of what I was planning to do with Le Bolter Bitch, but, I don't know.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Here, and then we are gonna do... We're gonna do this. Right. Clench your teeth, Idira. Nice, nice. That was some damage. Right, one more of those.
Shout is for the weak. I'm not the enemy.
Get pummeled. Get pregnant, get pregnant. No, let's not impregnate the warp monstrosity. Not today. Not today. I don't feel like it.
All too easy.
I have a headache, and impregnating the warp monster is only going to make that headache worse.
Ouch.
There we go. Sorry, not sorry, Idira.
Victory awaits.
Ah, remnants of my most unworthy, most filthy, most secondary, most why did you even bring this guy to the party predecessor.
Follow my lead.
I shall make far better use of his stuff than he ever did.
He's dead.
Rava, Master Helmsman, system status report. But before that, the Real Horseness has just sent you a pic of 2 pretty funny stories. Well, thank you. By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off with the vid screens for throne knows how long. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Adelblad cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Bitch. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Titles. Arch, you may call the superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valencius. You may not be the Lord Captain. Adelblad, we'll have to talk about this later. But you, more than anyone else, deserves to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. I am ready. Theodora. Somehow I doubt it. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents, invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horror of the warp. Is this a bad time to point out that she only has 2 eyes, since one of them's augmetic? No? Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo on the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery. Begone, phantom! Contract. The aspirant vowed to return with the trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you on the day when the final dawn rises over the iron world. I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies. And today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me. The path is set. Child of the dawn, the thread is woven. Follow it. Servant of mine. Sentinel, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means the navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Valencia's flagship. We will honor his memory along with that of all who died this day. Sentinel, will you tell us now who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
No, Edelblood, stop, I refuse. No, there should be a third option here. Step up to the front and strike a motherfucking pose, as that is what I do.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
You are forgiven, although Lord Master of all that creeps, crawls, walks, and generally evicts things from their bowels would have been more appropriate. Oh, cutscenes.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members.
I do pity the janitorial staff.
Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again, and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius.
Now it's one again. Okay, I am pretty sure the people who were doing this didn't know if they were going for von, as in the 40k pronunciation, or von, the German pronunciation. As they've used both now. What is it like a hereditary? No, it's a thing like. It's von and then it's fun. Then it's von, then it's fun. And you just switch it up every time. Presumably so that you can catch people out on it and slap them with an infringement of protocol. Well then, your lordship. You had us worried for a few hours there. But after witnessing your fearless rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprised me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled with the deputy's deputy, whilst others go unfulfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crew. Summon the officers. Consumables. Is this the time to be teaching me about consumables, video game? A dozen pair of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers. You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain, His Supreme Gloriousness, Greatness, Sir Arch of Terror of Fon Valencius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your report. No, sorry. See, okay, alright. So I'm sure they wrote this and they thought like, this is the noble asshole thing to do. No, this is not the noble thing to do. This is the noble thing to do. This is the noblesse oblige. You get to be an asshole to peasants, but you also must persist in your duties. You must be able to ably discharge your office, and this is one of those charges. As you wish, your lordship. Vigdis Suri Otter of the Tolliman line, our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve, your lordship. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Besides her is Ravel, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Hey, Lord Captain. Captain. Lack of respect. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factotum, Yanris Denrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standards. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery on board. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnisire. 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers the salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechandrites. Thank you, Adelblad. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. Let's begin at the top. Besides, you know, the report of the guy who tells me whether or not my ship is on fire is pretty important. Yes, Lord Captain. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Raikad Minores. However, the whole system in fact belongs to the Winterscale rogue trader Dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the rogue trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchants for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors of his planets. Drives Master, I'll hear from you now. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repository of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnisire, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, Overseer, and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drive Master's words? I got that. I understood. The priest most seen both in rank and experience is dead. If you don't find, I know that. I got that. Can I ignore that? I understood that. What, you think I'm retarded or something? But you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Engineer Prime and Navigator who fell in battle, that's one way of putting it, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Presumably A, actually, rather than B, as B would follow A, most naturally. Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck. Or writing. A true blessing from the God Emperor. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick-as-grox shit low-lives come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. So don't worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire when I'm told. But just ask anyone, we've got no able crew, Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? The ship's in ruins, every second officer's dead. And now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where? Silence! Enforcers, cease this mutiny! Correct! If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all, your lordship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Alright, chat. You know the answer. You know the answer to this one. You know the answer. Let's see. Where's the engage with your audience button? There we go. There. A most thoroughly fair, unbiased, and accurate poll without the slightest shred of North Korea in it whatsoever. See? On most of these, chat, and indeed on all of them, I will give you the option. I'll let you choose, okay? Alright? But this one, there is only one answer. There is only one answer. You do not sass the rogue trader. You do not criticize the rogue trader. Not on his bridge. You do not. And you most certainly, most absolutely do not do so in front of the entire ass-fucking crew. This really is the best game for me. This really is the perfect video game for Arch. This really, really is the ideal video game. I simply cannot see a simple flaw or error or mistake in it whatsoever, honestly. I think it's pretty much perfect. Look at that. The poll has been up for an entire minute now. A lot of time to make this decision. And it seems like the dogmatic choice, kill him, is in the lead with 100% of the votes. Wow. Now, if that is not a triumph for democracy, I don't know what is. Like, never before have I seen so much people's will in one singular decision. I mean, this is liberty right here. Liberty's agenda brought to full fruition. A election as integrous, as unquestionable, as concrete as the one in... And then Arch disappeared from YouTube, never to be seen ever again. I love democracy. Execute him, it is. Consider it done. Take him away. I wish he'd scream as he was dragged away. I wish there was a no, your lordship, please reconsider. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engineer prime and navigator. Is all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at a footfall station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. Well, never is such a bad word, Adelblad. It'll take us 10,000-20,000 years, but we'll get there. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. Let's not give them any further opportunities to execute themselves, shall we? I'll talk about the system with Adelblad in private. Your Lordship, there is one other thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Koronus Expanse. I mean, I would prefer to talk about this in private inner chambers, but, yes, quite right. XC Xavier Kalgesar. Lady Theodora wants to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Henriks van... Is he von, then? Kalux, an interrogator. You understand? All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either Navis Nobilite or the governor of Rekard Minoris, may know something. Inquisitors are surprisingly easy to find, actually. They tend to leave a bit of a dent wherever they travel. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burdens of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencia's protectorate. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Psyker is suffering some ailment of dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Daybreak. Out loud, bring the witch to heels. Class, cease your buffoonery immediately. Report the reason for your intrusion. Damn it, your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? I cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Class? No, not yet. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it. Alright? Well, Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. Filthy. Well, horse said, where was the give him to the Dark Elves options? That is a good question. We cannot hold truck with Xenos entities just because we want to adequately chastise our crew members. That would almost be a little bit overkill even by my standards.
Rogue trader.
Alright then, woman. What do you wish?
I indeed have a request, rogue trader.
Oh. You elected to not voice act that, did you? I appreciate the voice acting, but I just wish they'd have done more of it. The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their post until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in the Valencia's territory, but in the world I am familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans. Meet with the sons and daughters of mid-level peasantry? It's an awfully distasteful notion you've happened upon there, sister, but as I have deep desires to visit your personal choir, your personal convent, your personal monastery, your personal church, your personal cave of revelations, etc., etc., I see no opportunity or choice but to humor your silly middle-class notions. Why would I? As you wish, rogue trader. Thank you for granting my request. See, that's a lot of text to simply say, Seneschal Adelblard is the biggest Chad in the known galaxy, able to eat bolt-arounds to the chin and deflect melter weaponry from his sheer testicular tremendousness. He will never die, and if you played the entire game with only him, it would be significantly easier. I do like the slight clapping there. A group of adolescents, clearly dressed in their finest freshly pressed clothes, forms a straight line before you. Some stare at you with wide eyes like you're some mythical creature, whilst others huddle together in fear and look away. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. It's hardly the Schola Progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instructions. Brave ones, the master of this ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House von Valencius. Grandly address the group, smile at the group, address the chaperones. Give them treats and escort them to their homes. One, we are creating a brand new crop of worthy servants today. We are not mollycoddling them, and we are not dismissing them either. We are using this as an opportunity to instill fervor in their tiny little undersized hearts. As that is what they are. Their models are just the regular human models, but scaled down. The teenagers hang on your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. Orphan? So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died, and there are dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches? Beat him. Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scold him for his impudence. Now, see, the Master of Ordnance, the only option was Kachik-Chik, no doubt. Because he was a man, a grown adult, a trained individual who should have known a tremendous lot better, and who broke, thus displaying that he was not capable of adequately discharging the duties of his office. A child, however, is a bundle of clay. If you beat it frequently enough, it will form into a pleasing facsimile of an adult. Address the chaperones. Much of inside. Address the chaperone. Punch the troublemaker. Address the group if any of things stay them with a fear. I will listen. Ignore the camera. Sure, you won't be on. You will be taken care of. Ignore the interruption. No. We should point this out. And then we should mock him instead. We should make him into the outcast. We should make an example of him, but not by you pulling rank, because that will only give him more sympathy. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks, or worse. Yes, and there is honor in that duty. There is glory in that servitude. And that is what we're going to pray on now. Strong and powerful to decide the fate of others, the weak either obey or die. Rise above the rest. One. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. This is where my parents are. My parents are dead, Batman. It is not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. You heard the rogue trader. His words carried the wisdom of the Imperium. And yet again, a gushing explosion is heard, as if a tremendous quantity of liquid was evacuated from a tight cavity. It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly, then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Adelblad gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge carrying packaged treats with fond Felentius emblazed on the wrappers. It appears that the Seneschal come prepared for any contingency. Good Adelblad, a fine man. Oh, something was happening. I was wondering if the game had crashed there for a second. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Good little zealots, rubs their heads, pinches their cheeks. The little Holsteiner says, where was the... Oh, I read that one. Chat, why aren't you... Chat, you need to donate faster, you know? You need to donate faster so I can see the differences. Real Holsteiner says, you're a rogue trader. You can trade with them. I can, but still, to get one solely for the purpose of chastising my crew, it seems excessive. Then again, that's really a pretty fantastic argument for why I should do it, of course, but, you know, let's not acknowledge that just yet. Was there anything else that needed to be done on the bridge?
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
That was Idira, but I don't think she had a quest or anything like that yet, does she? In fact, I don't even think she's here. I'll keep calling her Idira forever and ever. I will never call her Idara, because Idara's a dumb name, and I disapprove of dumb names. Enormously so. Yes, only good girl Argenta is here. We'll go to our quarters then. My quarters now. No longer shall this... I thought that was the pool. No longer shall the pool ring to the squeal of naked boys. Oh, I came on the other side. There we go. Now there shall be far more appropriate things squealing in the pool. Yes. Thing. Stuff. A rock. Just a rock. A beast. Oh. That looks like a model from in-game. I think it's going to eat me at some point. Oh, hello. What was that? Did I hear the sound of loot? Of interactable niceties? Chagrin is irrelevant. Voigt figures mistakes cost me too much. Years of work, tremendous resource, all wasted. He has failed at what he was supposed to be irreproachable at, uncovering spies, and this one was a senior officer. I am not about to discard him. Contrag has served me for too long for his removal to go painlessly for the Protectorate. Besides, he is no fool. He could not have seriously expected to become the next in the Von Valencia's line when his skills and talents as Master of Whisperers are so valuable. Let his disinheritance serve as a humiliating but instructive lesson from which he may yet learn. Oh, he learned all right. Oh, he learned all right. The final transaction with the charters are complete. The fiery reckoning is now fully equipped. The object has been loaded aboard with its containment intact and placed in the foray bay to ensure maximum contact with the target. Then received. Target assigned. Time fair reckoning is screwed by servitor. Chance of the ship returning are minimal. Huh. Well, that's some suspicious sounding shit right there. I think my predecessor was up to no good. Oh, don't mind if I do. I think my predecessor might be the bad guy. Unironically, I think my predecessor might be the bad guy. Vault. Shrine of... Oh, these are the... This is the supporters thing, is it? 220 pages. This was a very, 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 very successful Kickstart. Or was it? It was, in that case, a crowdfunder. A very, 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 very successful one as well. That is a lot. Shrine of Remembrance. Oh, they're just the dead people. Like, all of these dead on your boat. Oh. Even Alexander Shear here, is he dead too? Yep. Yep, he too. Alan Barron? Especially Alan Barron. Like, you should see what happened to Alan Barron. Like, oh god, it was terrible. Like, we were cleaning him up for weeks. Weeks, I say. Like, we found pieces of his colon in the drive compartment. Fucking Christ. And, of course, Arch. Because why? Because Arch likes 40k as well. There you go. Obviously, Arch bought into this as well. And hey, at least this game is good, alright? Arch bought into Eternal Crusade. Arch bought like $220 pre-order for Eternal Crusade. Arch was most thoroughly disappointed. Arch has never been so disappointed in his life, in fact. Ah, Eternal fucking Crusade. Jesus Christ, that was just... Oh. I hope someone suffered for that. I genuinely hope somebody suffered a drawn-out and extraordinarily, unequivocally, uncomprehensively terrible fate for that game. Sound went bye-bye. What? What do you mean? Desktop audio, digital... sound should be fine, chat. You sure? You're lying to me, aren't you? You are. You are. I can tell. Eternal fucking Crusade. Okay. We're... Alex Adamson donates £5. Thank you very much, sir. Are rogue traders allowed to deal with Xenos? Heretics, obviously not, but as long as the trader isn't too friendly, are the aliens fair game? Yes, even in fact heretics are fair game. Not chaos heretics, mind you, but heretics as in disbelievers, they can deal with them. They are in fact empowered to create trade agreements, both with Xenos creatures and heretical creatures. So, you know, humans, but not worshippers of the god emperor. They do have the power to do that. In fact, that was the norm back in the day. The Imperium actually had, like, unofficial agreements with quite a lot of Xenos empires. Heathens is actually a better word for it. Yes, Black Knight, thank you. Sujar donates €5. Thank you very much. Do you think your haters might come across your name and re-out? Honestly, I don't think anyone is going to be looking through 220 names for anything. And I don't think they'll come across that one and be like, oh my god. And if they do, you know what? Good on them. I'm impressed in their due diligence. They really put in the effort and the labor hours there, you know? That's some with a fine-tooth comb shit right there. But, as I was saying, we're going to have a shorter stream today. What, this is 3 hours? 3 hours. That's short. But I haven't got any provisions for this, and boy, this is a tiring game. This is, because there's so much reading. There is so much reading. And I need to go to the store and buy snacks and reconstitutional items to put inside of my mouth as we play the game, so I can get a little bit of a second wind. It's a very, very enjoyable game, though. Very enjoyable game. Next up is the navigator chick, isn't it? And there is a decision as to whether or not you wish to recruit the navigator chick. So I suppose we can put that to a vote as well. One of those long-term votes, perhaps, even, that little anti-vax cat trap likes so well. It seems to drive audience engagement on his side, so we might as well experiment with it a little bit over here as well. Until next time, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you will all join me again as we continue playing Rogue Trader. I'm intending to finish this game as well. It's gonna take me a while. If this is anything like the other Owlcat games, it's gonna take me a long-ass while, but hopefully you'll stick with me. In fact, I believe you are now obligated to stick with me, so I guess I'll see you next time. Have a good day. And do appreciate the thumbnail. Thumbnail looks great. I love this thumbnail. It's amazing. Navigator chick looks adorable, and Argenta 2 looks great too. And we need to remember to raid somebody. You never forget to raid people. Raid.